Welcome back to episode 9 of the Playbook Pod. I will be joined today by he played high school football in South Carolina as a defensive back slash wide receiver. He committed to Lewisburg College in 2024 as a cornerback slash safety. His freshman season, he made an impact by having 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery. His sophomore year, he broke out, having 33 total tackles, one forced fumble, two fumble recoveries, 7 interceptions, one pick six, and a fumble taken back for a TD. This upcoming year, he will be playing at North Carolina A&T and will be looking to build off his sophomore year. Takorian Gist, is that how you say your last name? I don't want to mispronounce it.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to double check before I kind of whiffed that. Um,
There you go.
so for starters, what got you into football? What age did you start football?
I started playing football age 4 years old.
4 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so what got you into playing football at that young of an age?
Really, I would say just being around the game at that early of an age, and then really, my mom she always told me she said that was one of my first words was actually ball. So after that, they kind of just put me in sports because they saw that that's what I was going to wanting to do, and then me obviously growing up just watching it, falling in love with it. So I would say that's why
And
for it.
yeah, what got you into the defensive side of the ball mainly? Because that's what you play now in college. What got you into the defensive side?
Well, really, I had kind of, I wouldn't say I played defensive back, but like it was something I had did before, nothing too like barely of any, but I really got more into defensive back my junior year when I ended up transferring high schools. And so it was like kind of from there, it just was like I kind of built the confidence to just stick with it and keep going with it.
You also played receiver too, and we'll just dive into kind of the young age. Did you play receiver in as a like a 4 year old through middle school, elementary school, all that?
I kind of well, really growing up like through that time, little league, I was playing a little bit of everything. I want to say I played running back, quarterback, receiver, DB, a little bit of everything. So I didn't really, I think I mainly receiver. I did that in middle school, and then I did that up through the junior year, and then that's when I made the switch to DB or do both, as you would say.
So the Travis Hunter, pretty much he was just Travis Hunter, but a lot more flexible. Um, so we'll go to your high school career. So you played in South Carolina as a corner slash receiver. What
Yeah,
made you transition from that receiver kind of area in high school to just pure DB?
it was really, I would say, I had to because it's like it was a situation where I was in, so it was like, and then me just being that competitor, wanting to be on the field. I was gonna do where I was needed at, so they needed that position, so I did it.
And you bowled out of that position too.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah,
Kind
and
of
then that's what so it kind of gave me the confidence to just end up sticking with it. I'm like, man, I know I can really do this, so I'm gonna lock in with
so.
it.
How did your high school career overall go at corner mainly?
I would say it was pretty good because I played 1 year of varsity, which was my senior year, so I would say I had a pretty good year that year.
Played. Wow, you were one year and you were balling. Holy. So
Yeah,
your first couple years, you just didn't really. Did you not touch the field? Did you not play well? What was the kind of the?
my ninth grade year, I want to say I got hurt actually my ninth grade year after the second game of the season, so I didn't get to play that year. And then tenth
What
grade, I
injury?
played. I had broke my collarbone.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, after the second game of the season, so that ended my ninth grade year career. Then the 10th grade season, I played that year, but obviously junior varsity. And then 11th grade, I ended up transferring. Had to sit that year because I guess it was transfer rules from the high school league. They had kind of messed me up, so I ended up sitting my junior year. So going into that senior year, that was really the only year of varsity I was gonna have. So
I don't
yeah.
think I've ever heard of a high school transfer rule. Was that just why did you end up transferring? Was it like a school like you guys just moved?
Yeah, I ended up moving, but it was also kind of me just trying to get like a better shot, you would say. So it
So
was
it's
pretty
both
kind of, yeah,
things
both
happening.
sides of that. Yeah.
So your senior year is, I'm assuming, where you made a name for yourself because you ended up going to play college ball at
Yeah.
Lewisburg
Yes,
initially.
sir.
How did your senior year go? What were kind of the stats looking like, and how did the whole recruiting process go?
My senior year, I want to say I had 3 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. Two or three. My senior year, not that many. I didn't really get much action, but and then I had some. I did good on offense because I played both ways, so I had some good film from then. I had a couple touchdowns on offense, so it was a pretty good
Were
year, I would
you
say.
were you better on? You weren't better on offense than you were on defense that year, were you?
No, I was better on defense, I would say, but I mean, I was pretty good on offense.
So, did many colleges offer you as a DB, or did some of them offer you as a receiver?
Well, I didn't have any offers for real after like coming out of high school, but I would want to say like some small schools I was talking to, they had were talking about receiver, but I really wasn't too much with the receiver idea going to college. I know what I had to do going to college to be able to play and what I wanted to do. So, and the only thing I had was Lewisburg, so that's where I was just gonna go as a corner. So,
Well, I'm guessing they kind of wanted you, or was it like a mutual thing? Did you just go there for academics, or what was the whole story behind the Lewisburg decision?
well, really, I would say because me only having that 1 year of varsity, with being only having that 1 year of film, that kind of hurt me recruiting wise. And then also it was obviously academics too, so that was gonna kind of make it hard. So that was really the only thing I had coming out. So I ended up just taking that.
Okay, so they just gave you a. Did they? Oh, obviously they started you both years. I think based on stats. I don't know how many games a year Lewisburg plays. I want to say, is it like 10 to 12?
Yeah, I want to say 10, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and then we played in the national championship my freshman year. So
What? How that? Did you guys win it or?
no, we had ended up losing.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I want to say 10 games,
So
11 if you include that one.
what? So your playoff run, I'm guessing, was like a whole. How did
Uh,
that work? Your whole
we
playoff
really
run.
since it was no, we didn't have playoffs in Division 3 JUCO, so it's just the 1 seed versus the 2 seed. So that's how they ended up doing it. We were the 2 seed that year.
Loki, I would not mind if they go back to that format IRL. I like that format.
Yeah, that's how they did
Um.
it.
So let's kind of dive into the Lewisburg career a bit. So you had two interceptions your freshman year. Obviously, you just said that you made the national title game and lost. What?
Yeah.
How did you have that incredible sophomore year, statistic wise? What changed in your mindset? What changed in your play style from freshman to sophomore year?
Really, just because I know my freshman year, I was on the field, obviously, but I was I felt I wasn't on the field how as much as I should have been. So that was like after that season, then doing what I did while I was on the field. So going to that sophomore year, it was like me knowing that I was gonna be one of those returning guys, core guys. It really gave me, some like motivation to really just come in and do what I feel like I should have showed my freshman year on the field. So I would say that was a strong part of it right there.
You were a leading interception leader too. I think on your roster, right? 7 picks
Yes, sir.
that leads your team. So what? How did you? Did they scheme you? Like, were you a slot corner? Are you a slot guy? Or are you an outside guy?
I'm no normally I'm an outside guy, but I want to say a few games like if it was a receiver like that we had on scout report that was main like heavy target or whatnot, I would follow him, but I'm outside corner normally.
So
But I
how
did
did those
also play some
interceptions come
safety my
about?
freshman year too.
that would make sense. I mean, you did commit as a safety as well, so I guess the versatility helps in the next level. So, did your let's see, um, do they? How did those interceptions kind of come about? Were you just kind of reading the QB's eyes and just picking them off? Were they just throwing up 50-50 balls? What?
Uh,
I don't know.
some of them were some 50-50 balls, and then like you said, reading the QB's eyes, I had a couple of those off of those too. So it was a little bit of both, to be honest.
Where did the team succeed, or where was the team success that year, or your sophomore year?
I would say on the defensive side of the ball because we had a pretty good defense. Our defense was legit.
Did you guys go back to the national title game, or did you fall short?
No, sir, we didn't go back my sophomore year.
Dang, and I would have thought with those stats you should have went back.
Yeah, we definitely should have.
So, so we'll dive into the recruiting process for your second year. So, how did the NCA and T opportunity come about? Did any other schools offer you, and why did you decide that you wanted to commit there specifically?
Yeah, I had some other offers. I want to say off the top of my head, I had about nine, but really, with North Carolina A&T, that kind of came about. Like one of the coaches they had reached out to me, and so we had obviously we connected after we talked or whatnot, and that was I think sort of toward the end of the season. So I mean, it was a good process, and then I went and visited, obviously, and so it was just like honestly for me, it felt like the right thing to do for real.
So you committed there. Are they D3, D2, D1? I don't exactly remember where they are on the that scale.
D1 FCS,
D1 FCS? Damn. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. The talent shows. 9 interceptions in 2 years. So, what are some of your expectations for your first year at NCA&T?
Uh, really for me, I really honestly just coming in being an older guy coming out of JUCO, I would like to come in make an impact right then. So really just come in and be that guy in the secondary, older guy, vet, you know.
Did your mindset at all change from school to school, or you're just keeping the same mindset? I want to come in, I want to dominate, be as best as I
Yeah.
can for this team.
I think I have the same mindset for sure because it's like just going JUCO, instilling that mindset and me just going to work, go get it, gotta, stay hungry. Going up to North Carolina A&T, I feel like I'm gonna have the same thing because I feel like I'm not satisfied. There's still more stuff I gotta do. So, and then that's gonna be an important thing for me to keep that mindset that way. I don't get to, relax, chill out. So I try to always keep that
Are you
mindset.
trying to get in the league? I'm assuming, like every other college
Yeah,
person. What's your
yeah.
so how do you think or how do you think you're gonna get there? Just locking in, being as good as humanly possible, doing what you need to do.
That, but also I know there's more that obviously comes with that. From a bunch of stuff like from the field, off the field, just how you carry yourself, your preparation, stuff you do. So really just going somewhere, getting the tools and the knowledge to find out how I can perfect that little stuff because I know on the field that will come. So just really critiquing all that little stuff, really stuff like that to help me make that next step in the league because I know once you get there, you can't really depend on your talent. So it's the little stuff that matters.
And then obviously with your goals of getting to the league with college, obviously there's still academics and stuff. How have you been balancing academics and college, or academics and college ball in general?
Uh, Actually a lot better now than I did in high school because I actually have to take it serious. That was one thing I messed up on, and I said to myself that I would not do that again. So it isn't hard. You just gotta stay focused, prioritize, do stuff like that. So I would
How
say
have
that's
you
been pretty
been
good.
how have you been personally doing that?
Really, I don't really have too much of a packed schedule. When I did, I want to say we had class and practice and stuff, but when you really like have the coaches, they help because they helped us. I want to say they helped us sort all that stuff out. So, and then really you gotta want to. So, got to get up, do what you're supposed to do, get the classes every
Have
day.
you started have you started prepping for spring ball? I'm assuming you're practicing right now, or are you still off?
I'm off. I'll be at A&T in the summer in June. That's my goal there.
When does the season start for A&T?
August. The first game is August 30th. I want to say.
Okay, okay. So, do you watch the NFL? Do you keep up with it, or do you kind of just tune it out and lock in for yourself?
I watch it when I can. I'm not. I don't say I really watch it all the time, but I do. I will try and catch some games when if I had the TV on, stuff like that.
Is there anybody in the NFL that you would say you resemble your playing style around?
The guys I try and pick toolbox the most, I would say PS2, Gonzo. I watch JC Horn. I'm a big fan of his. So really, those three are the main guys. I watch some Denzel Ward too. He a gamer. So really, just those guys. It's like I really just watch them the most. Pick their toolbox, how they think, how they move, stuff like that.
I'm guessing also how have you taken from their game and put it into your game? How have you taken some of their stuff that they do and tried to put it into your own game to make you better?
Uh, Really, just like something like I would say. I know PS2. He's technical, and that comes with really watching film, breaking down film, and stuff like that. So I try and use that with him, and then how he his at the line of scrimmage. He uses his length. He's really good and press. So just watching him, how he talks about his footwork, what you need to do, and stuff like that. That's one guy I know who when I pick his brain, that's what I look for with him. And then JC, obviously, he's a ball hawk, so he goes and attacks the ball. So it's good when you watch him, how he really goes and gets the ball, catch picks, stuff like that. And he's physical too. Comes down and hit.
And if you had to rank your top five corners in the NFL just based on who of you've watched and then other stuff you've watched, who would be your top five and why?
Like all time, no order.
You can do all time, sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
If just based on what you've watched.
For me, I would say like for because I just started playing DB, so I mean it's like now I really watch DBs. So like I would say the five, my five. I gotta go PS2. Gonzo, he's in there. Quinion, he's a guy for me also. I forgot to mention him. Him, that's three. Then I want to say JC Horn. Gotta put him in there. That's four. And my fifth guy, trying to think. Probably Denzel Ward for real. Denzel Ward, I'll say him. And I've been starting to watch some Trent McDuffie now too. Also,
Hey, he just got traded to the Rams. He's going to be hopefully their shutdown corner, the one they've
yeah.
been looking for.
So it's gonna be
Um,
good to see him there.
yeah. Is there a certain team that you're a fan of, or do you just watch your favorite defensive backs?
I am a Carolina Panthers fan. I grew up a Panthers fan, so that's kind of the team I root for.
That's sometimes a tough life, but it looks like their future's on the up and up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man,
With
it's
it,
finally look like we
Bryce
turning it
Young
around a little
looking
bit.
like hopefully Bryce Young can keep producing like how he's been at least last year. After that benching, it's really helped them. So
Yeah.
we'll just dive into the Q&A because there are so many questions that we got sent in the last day or so that we
All
need
right,
to
bet.
cover. Um, so one of them, okay, I'm gonna guess this is one of your friends. It said, "Why can't you guard your homeboy YJ? And why do you and what do you think the biggest adjustment is going D1?"
Uh, I can guard him, but we already knew that though. And honestly, the biggest adjustment I say. it's probably gonna be really just like coming in, knowing like it's really like now like it being a job for real. So you really got to be technically sound, not just on the field, off the field, making the right decisions, stuff like that. Like what I said earlier, just about the little things, fixing all that. Because I know on the field, talent wise, it's obviously gonna be a jump, but with me going junior college, I feel like I have that experience, at least a little bit of game experience. So really just focusing on the little things on and off the field.
And speaking of talent wise too, who has been your toughest matchup in college so far? Even you've only played 2 years, but who's been your toughest receiver versus corner matchup?
To be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't really had one. Not in game. I ain't really had no like nobody that was really like, man, I can't stick him. So
Okay,
we'll see
okay.
if that changed this year.
Um, from Isaiah Baker, this is his first of two questions. Were you ever worried about not making it out of junior college?
Uh, I would say my freshman year, I I was I wouldn't say it more of a doubt, but it was just like I had got a little down on myself because it was a period of time where my grades were slipping. But I wouldn't say I never really didn't have a doubt because it was just like, and that's why I think that's why I feel like I did good. Like it showed on field because like it was just my confidence. So, like me, even me wanting to go JUCO, like I told myself like this is what I'm gonna do. So going in it, I had to have a positive mindset about it. So not making it out, I would say I really didn't. There wasn't a thought about me not making it, but definitely some nights where she was just like, man, it's real.
Just, I mean, and you stayed locked in. You stayed locked in through it all. I mean, look where you
Yeah,
are now. You went from JUCO to NCA&T, which is an FCS school, and hey, they can go win a natty this year at the
yeah.
JUCO level. Um, this guy named QMAZIAA said, "What's your what's your biggest inspiration?"
My biggest inspiration. Uh, I would have to say my mom. Just seeing how much she sacrificed. It's just well, how much she did sacrifice for me growing up, and this is I feel like me how I'm gonna repay her. So that's somebody that really keep me going for real.
Okay, okay. So, we'll kind of go back to the JUCO questions. How did JUCO prep you for D1?
Man, a lot of ways. It was so much, but for the most part, I would say uh just with knowing how like the coaches are like gonna be, especially having coaches that have been there and done it really. So it's like just getting the knowledge from them that they're giving us. 'Cause they're telling us the stuff that people didn't tell me in high school. So it's like just learning that type of stuff. It was just like okay, so now I know like what it's gonna be like. So when I do get there, I don't mess up my shot.
And then this is a question for me. What coach has been the most impactful to your development as a DB?
Uh, I would have to say my high school DB coach, my junior and senior year, Coach Dixon, because he really that they really made that's who made the switch. Because when I actually came into my new school, I told them I play receiver, and they said could I play defense? So I just said yeah. So him putting me at DB, and then the stuff I learned from him, because really just that being my first time really locking in playing DB, it was just I feel like he shaped my game a lot for sure, especially going in my senior year, varsity year, with him being my DB coach. He shaped my game a
And
lot for sure. Yeah.
it showed. 100% showed. Um, Next question we have is okay, this is a random one. Best special teams guy you've ever played with.
Best special teams guy. My freshman year, we had a safety. My dog Marcus Nelson, the coldest for sure.
Okay, okay, okay. Was he a returner, just a guy to like a gunner? What was his role in special
He was
teams?
really he. I want to say he blocked. He was blocking. He gonna block a field goal, a punt. Yeah. He probably I'm pretty sure he was a gunner. It was just all of that he was doing, putting his nose out there, getting dirty for the team. Dog.
You need a decent amount of those guys on a football team, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Need so many of those guys. Next question's from young Elijah. What drills did you do over the break?
Really, drills I'm doing right now. I focus on a lot of press man work, top of the break, getting out the breaks because those are I want to say two things that I really want to have like in my bag. My press man at the line of scrimmage with me being a longer corner, and then being able to get out the top of those breaks efficiently as a bigger guy. So them two things I've been working on the most for real, I would say.
Okay. So, how did those, like, I'm guessing your coach in high school, the guy that was your coach junior and senior year, guessing he just put you through a bunch of drills and kind of critiqued you a bunch to make you who you were?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like really practicing, it was I had to kind of do it on the fly because they needed the defense. So me going out there, drills we did in practice, Indy, all that stuff, that really it helped a lot tremendously. Not only was just me learning the game, but my technique. It really helped it a lot. Got my technique real good. So
And I'm assuming his faith in you also really helped.
oh yeah, for sure. That was a big thing too. Just like me seeing that like a coach trusted me to go follow the number one guy, like man up on the number one guy, safety help. It was like he really believes in me and he really see that I can do this. So that showed me that I could do it. So I want to say that was something that probably gave me a lot of confidence.
Shout out coach, bro's clutch. He is
Yeah,
incredibly clutch.
my dog.
Next question's from Crack Data. Daton? I don't know. Do you feel you are one of the best cornerbacks in the country? He says he thinks you are.
I do for sure, most definitely, 100%.
And then in your eyes, what makes you stand out from the rest?
Really, just I'm gonna make a play. I'm gonna change the game for my team. That's the best way I could put it. And I'm gonna take your best receiver out the game. Or I should say, I'll take a whole half side of the way of the field. Either way you could put it, but those are the main two things I would say.
Okay. Best comp in game or practice?
Uh, in game, like I said, I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't nobody too crazy in game for real. But in practice, it was definitely I had some good battles in practice for sure. I had a couple older guys that gave me good work my freshman year, and then the guys we had this year in my sophomore year, I feel like our receiver core was crazy. So it was like I couldn't even give you one for real. Like it was a good few that I went, head to head with. So it was definitely in practice. I say I had some good battles.
And then the final question we got was, what was your biggest challenge growing up? What was some of your biggest challenges growing up? Could have been worded a little bit better, but
Uh, I would say for me, like growing up, would just be like making smarter decisions for real. So I know for sure it's like stuff that I could have prevented that would could even possibly going down the road prevented me from going JUCO. So me just being older now, knowing like the stuff that I was doing, like you know, just it was obviously stuff that could have been fixed, but now that you really see it because you're an adult, it's like yeah, So
So overall, kind of, how is like the overall experience of the journey so far? Has it been rewarding to get to where you are now?
It's been rewarding for sure. Just like me, like coming from where I come from, and then like my story for real. But obviously, that like me knowing like it's still more I want. So it's like I be trying like it ain't like I don't want to think of it like it is rewarding though nonetheless. But I still got more to do.
Yeah, your mindset's definitely changed. I'm guessing that collarbone injury that you suffered was not help, or it did not help, at least
Oh yeah,
mentally. Did you just did it kind of kick you mentally, and then you kind of put yourself back into gear, or
yeah. That really that was like doing that, especially like because you're in high school. Like this your first year of high school. You ready to play football? Just show what you can do. And so when that happened, it was like that was really like I'm like man. And then I only got to play 2 games, so it was like just knowing you can't go out there play with your brothers no more. It's like man, it's like you really just like what I'm supposed to do. So that was pretty tough. But getting back out there, it felt good. So it brought me back to where I needed to be.
so what if you
Mm.
had your junior year to play football? W- Do you think your pathing would have changed from where it is now?
I think so, yeah, for sure. Because really, that was I want to say that was one of the things like recruiting wise that kind of coaches they really are interested or want to pull the trigger because I didn't have a junior year film, so I would say if I had that year for sure, it would have been. I would say it would have been different for real.
And then for your junior year, I probably should have asked this at the beginning. How did you stay into football shape? Like, or not football shape, but like, how did you stay ready during
Uh,
the
they
season?
actually they actually had let me play junior varsity. It was like since
Oh,
you
you play JV.
yeah they ruled me ineligible, so they were like you can just play JV. And at first I wasn't gonna do it, but my coach was like, you should do it. Stay tip top shape. So and then it was also they were trying to get me moved up for playoffs, so that's why they wanted me to do it because we thought we would be able to do that. And
So how
then
did you do on JV that year?
I dominated, but it was just like knowing like that the whole reason I transferred was to get away from that and finally go somewhere where I feel like I could get a shot. It was like it kind of like it was crazy. So, but I did good.
So those we'll go back to your top five DBs for a minute. I'm gonna have you rank them without knowing who's next, 1 through 5. So obviously you said the five would be I'm like obviously you know who the five are, but they're just gonna be in random order. I'm gonna start with Gonzo on you. Where do you put him?
Gonzo 2.
2.
Hmm.
Is there? I'm guessing you just like him a lot more than some of the other guys.
Yeah, and then it's like also Alfred. I also say his ball tracking skills also. He can go track the ball, real good at the line of scrimmage, bigger corner. So that's really what I
Okay.
try to watch.
We'll do Denzel Ward next.
Denzel Ward 3. Got to go 3.
Gotta go 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
his
Big
footwork
fan of his.
crazy. Yeah, just his footwork, how calm he is, patient. And then it's just like when you cut on the film, he's with the best of the best. So you gotta respect it, especially him being his size.
I'll give you a curveball or a curveball. McDuffie.
McDuffie, mm, for me, I'm gonna say 4.
You Ward over McDuffie guy?
Yeah, because I really just started started to watch Trent McDuffie, so I've been a little more familiar with Denzel Ward. That's a guy I've been watching. I just kind of got into Trent McDuffie, so
And he's on the Rams too. I mean, the Panthers kind of will have some trouble with McDuffie. I think. I mean,
yeah.
he's gonna get locked up, but that's just my opinion.
I don't know, man.
Um,
Tell the truth.
we'll do Patrick Surtain, which I'm assuming I know where he's going.
Yeah, he had one for me.
What what got you into PS2 film mainly?
I'll say just really because that's a guy who like when I started playing DB, that's who I really started watching. So he's a big reason also for like because like it would just be days I'm just sitting in class watching PS2 teach tape. So it's like he a big reason of like his technique. I'm a big fan of the way he played the game. His technique, how he played the line of scrimmage, how he break down film, his zone coverage. So it's like he got it. He hit all around for real.
And then at five, I'll just throw Derek Stingley in there.
Okay.
But obviously he's fifth. I'm guessing you haven't dove too much into his film.
I NFL wise, nah. I don't really. I've been watching him a little bit more now since he did go crazy this season. But I was really more of a Derek Stingley guy at LSU when he was at LSU.
LSU, you watched his film at LSU. I'm assuming
Yeah.
his tape. Okay. So I got two more questions, and then we'll call it. Um, one being, where do you see yourself personally in the next 5 years?
Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? NFL.
NFL.
Yeah.
Is there a certain team that you would want to be drafted to? Like, say, if you had the choice, who would you want to be drafted by and why?
Uh, really, I would say me being a Panthers fan, that would obviously be the team that I would really want to play for, just
You and
because
JC
like.
Horn though would go crazy shutdown.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, then that's one reason why like JC, he's one of my favorites too. And so then it's like that. Then it being like I'm from South Carolina, but that's really right in the backyard. So it'll be like I'm playing at home for real. So I feel like that would be good.
And then my final topic I wanted to get into is the younger generation. What what tips and advice do you have for the younger generation trying to get into football, trying to go to that next level where you are, JUCO, D1, D2, D3, and then hopefully eventually for you would be the NFL as well. What tips and
Yeah,
advice do you have for them?
man, just for real work, bro. Cause like how I look at it, like my biggest thing is like, bro, if I could do it, like I'm trying to be living proof like anybody can do it, but you just gotta put your head down and work. It ain't about like you feel me, like what you got, you feel me, how much you got, bro. If you really want it, put your head down, work. You really can do it, and I feel like that's what I want to show the younger generation and the kids because it was at one point in time I was after high school, after my last game, I didn't know if I was gonna play no more for real. So it's that it can be done. That's the biggest thing I would say. My thing to the younger generation, it can be done.
Oh, and then one other question I forgot. Did you look up to anyone? Like in specific when you were kind of as a kid, like NFL player wise, did you look up to a certain player or like an athlete or even like family or
Athlete, trying to think. I really didn't. Cam Newton he was one of my guys. Cam Newton. Uh, Trying to think of some more athletes really for real. I don't know. And then family. I mean, obviously I had like uncles, cousins, stuff like that who played the game. So just seeing the stuff they did, it was like, me loving football already. It's like I'm trying to go do that.
hey, well, you're gonna be I expect you on the Chicago Bears by I expect you on the Bears or the Panthers by start of I don't know what it would be 2028 I think would
Yes,
be
sir.
2028. I
That's when I
expect you to be on
graduate.
the Bears and Panthers in 2028. No questions asked. Expect you to get drafted in the fifth. I mean, you're gonna work. You've already worked hard enough to get here.
Got to.
Yes, sir. Next segment will be Coach Whaley. Ty, I wanted to thank you for coming on kind of short notice. I don't really know. I think I messaged you like a couple days ago, but
Yeah.
I want to appreciate you coming on and wanting to come on and
No
talk about
problem. I
football.
appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
And yeah, but like I said, next segment will be Coach Whaley, and we're gonna hear about his journey, his story to where he is now, and how he got into coaching. Again, thank you, Ty, for
Yes,
coming
sir.
on, and yeah, we're gonna wish you good luck on the rest of your college journey. I'm sure we'll be in touch, uh, and hopefully you're gonna go ball out and just dominate
Oh
like you
yeah.
said you were going to.
You know that.
Yes, sir.